This is Stoke City, where the old Victoria once was, where dribbling was mastered.
And we were told, hold on to the rails, because when the goals go in, the boothing crowd's going to roar forward. And they roar forward, and I ended up about 20 foot away from where I was with Uncle Phil. And Uncle Phil had to try and find me. He then brought me back and said, hold on to the railings firmer.
On the 24th of May 2015, Stoke played Liverpool in what would be Steven Gerrard's 710th final Liverpool appearance, after spending 17 faithful years playing for them. However, it would later become Gerrard's nightmare game and Stoke's game they still can't believe happened and laugh at still to this day.
It's definitely the last time Steven Gerrard will be seen in a Liverpool shirt. Can the same be said?
How the team played that day was just phenomenal.
Feeding Adam. And Stoke take the lead.
Steven Gerrard's retirement is very pleasurable because we beat Liverpool 6-1.
Thunderous drive from the Senegalese. Chance clearance, Walters, and again 3-0 Stoke City. This is appalling.
It reminded me of Bolton game when we won 5-0.
Oh, look at that pass. Unzonzi. Liverpool retreating again. Unzonzi! It's 5!
But the only reason Gerrard scored was because Iniesta, his muscle went and he pulled up.
Stadium is on their feet.
That day turned out to be one of Stoke's best matches in their club history, with an 11 that was phenomenal. But then there was the 1972 Cup final against Chelsea. That 11 may have been the best, but not in Nick's books.
My best 11 for Stoke. So as managers, I have to have Tony Waddington, and then his assistant manager would have to be Tony Pulis for defensive tactics. So starting at the back, Gordon Banks, and then I've got Mike Pedgick, Robert Huth and Dennis Smith. Then my midfield, Shaqiri, Glenn Whelan, defensive midfielder, brilliant as in the cage. Jonathan Walters is slightly out of position. Have to have Sir Stanley Matthews, the first knight of football. Bojan sitting behind a wonderful front two of John Ritchie, our all-time goal scorer, and Jimmy Greenoff. And then my 4 subs, Alan Hudson, who really should be in this squad as well. Then I've got Steno, then I've got Butland and Shawcross, who is just been awesome as a captain at Stoke over the years. And if you ask me tomorrow, I would change it again. Some of the players that I've met, Jimmy Greenoff down here, Terry Conroy, Jeff Hurst on this shirt. But it was an evening with the 72 club, 72 squad. And this is a 72 shirt.
1997, when Stoke City were leaving the Victoria ground, they held a lunch in the dining room. Gordon Banks came up to shake hands and I was dumbstruck. I couldn't speak to him because I'd got his hand, who saved penalties galore, and I was shaking hands with the world famous goalkeeper for England, and I couldn't speak to him. So all I said to him was and that was it. Phil spoke to him and said, he's a bit dumbstruck, Gordon, but he'll be all right later.
In May 1997, the Victoria Grounds, England's oldest football ground, closed its doors for the final time, but not everything was lost.
So welcome to the lockdown bar, and what we have here are 2 original Stoke chairs made of oak, cast iron, from the old Victoria ground. We have number 9, we have number 7, and Gramps has number 2 and number 4. And when the old Victoria ground was demolished, this chap in an auction, I think he put an auction in for a couple of chairs, what he thought were a couple of chairs, £10 or something, and he ended up with 200 Stoke chairs from the Victoria ground, or 500. But we came across the chap through the oatcake, messaged him, and Phil and I went up and purchased, I think it was £25 per chair. And now we have them here. And when Gramps sits on them, he can hear the boothen coming back to life.